Hi everyone, my name is Hadi Prakash and I am a licensed esthetician and the owner of a skin boutique called Grace Face Body. And I wanted to go ahead and do a video today that is really about kind of skincare 101. A lot of people in their lives did not have somebody to kind of show them the ropes of how to take care of their skin. And so this is going to be a video that kind of explains, what type of cleansers to use, what type of moisturizers to use, why you should wash your face morning and night. Just some very basic information. So the first thing that I want to go over is cleansers. When you wash your face and you've dried your face and you move your face around, kind of go like this, and it feels tight, that's not a good cleanser for you. The reason why it's not a good cleanser is what it's doing is actually stripping away some of the acid mantle on your face. What the acid mantle is, it's actually the most superficial layer on your skin. And the acid mantle is mainly made up of oil. And what that oil does is it attracts good bacteria, and the good bacteria sticks to it. The acid mantle is actually kind of tacky. You don't feel that it's tacky, but on a microscopic level, I guess it's tacky. So the good bacteria sticks to it. So then when the bad bacteria comes along that you encounter throughout the day, the good bacteria can hopefully destroy it. So it's like your very, very, very first line of defense in your immune system when things come in contact with your skin. So when you're using cleansers that make your face tight, whether they're foaming or non-foaming cleansers, they're going to strip that away, and it's very vital that you keep the acid mantle layer intact. It's never destroyed. You can always repair it. Once you stop using the products that are creating the problem, it always regenerates and repairs itself. It's not something that you can destroy. That's another that comes to another thing with people who have acne. A lot of the times when people use acne products, it actually seems to make your skin really dry and irritated, and kind of somewhat makes the problem worse. And the reason why is because it actually is. So yes, it may be treating some of the acne symptoms, but what's happening is because it's too aggressive or it's too harsh on your skin, it is stripping that acid mantle layer away. And especially with acne, when it's a bacterial caused acne, because there's multiple types of acne, the bacterium caused acne, you need that acid mantle layer. You need that layer there trying to protect yourself as much as it can. So you don't want to strip that layer away. The second thing for people that I actually hear a lot in my practice, I was really surprised in the beginning when I started hearing this from clients, but then I realized that it's actually common, is that you do want to put moisturizer on morning and night. I have a lot of clients who just don't use moisturizer, or they have oily skin, so they're afraid to use moisturizers because they've tried it in the past and they feel like it makes their skin more oily. So here's the deal with moisturizers. There's a lot of crappy products out there. I would probably say about 90% of the skincare on the market, I'm not joking, I'm not exaggerating, 90% of the skincare on the market is crap. It's full of a whole bunch of old school ingredients. Back in the 1940s and 50s, when the chemical companies needed something to do because they weren't making bombs anymore, they started dumping a whole bunch of stuff in skincare. There's no regulating board on skincare. No one telling them they can't. FDA does not oversee skincare. There's no protection on skincare. So, they started putting these things in shampoos and conditioners, and it makes the hair shiny and it makes the face look bright and pretty. But these ingredients do become toxic in your system over time. And we've come so far that there's no reason to use those ingredients anymore, but they're, old school systems, and money's at stake, and people don't want to have to reformulate, and on and on and on. So when it comes to your skincare, a lot of the companies out there, and a lot of them, when they make the claims that this has this new amazing anti-aging ingredient, and this one has this new amazing delivery system for this ingredient, they do. It's not that they're lying, but they have very minimal amounts, or the amounts in the product that they need to have that outcome happen in the skin. And then everything else in the product, the other remaining 95% of what's in the product, is crap. If you don't understand it and you don't know what it is probably a chemical. When something is natural, it always has the scientific name, but then in parentheses after it, it always tells you what it is. So you may be like, blah, 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 blah. I have no idea what that is, but then it says jojoba oil. So chemical ingredients don't have that little parenthesis thing. So that's how you can actually first know if it's a chemical. It doesn't mean that it's always a chemical, but that's one way to identify some of the chemicals, especially the ones that are really long. So back to moisturizers. So when people who have oily skin, they use moisturizers, that's why it's making their skin more oily, is because they're using a crappy moisturizer. So the moisturizers that you want to use are just lighter, more natural moisturizers. Some great over-the-counter stuff is actually a line called Michelle out of Colorado. It's found in almost every health food store, PCC, market, World Market, not World Market, Whole Foods. There's actually a website, vitacost.com. It's a great website. I get all my nutritional products off that website. Cleaning products, some of the Michelle skincare. It's the cheapest I've ever found it. So that's a really good product, but you need to be putting moisturizer on your face morning and night, whether you have oily skin or not. When you don't put moisturizer on, your skin starts producing more oil because it is not hydrated. So it has to start making its own moisture. So you actually are making your skin more oily by not putting moisturizer on. You just need to find a moisturizer that makes your skin happy. The other thing that is a lot of people do is you really want to wash your face morning and night. And this is why. So in the morning when you wake up, your body's spent all this time healing itself and cleansing itself and have pushed all the toxins to the surface of the skin. It's also another reason why you always kind of have some oily pools in these areas. So you want to wash those toxins off. You don't want them to sink back into your skin. The other reason why you want to wash it at night is that throughout the day, the body has spent all of its time protecting itself. And so when you have all day long, free radicals are sticking to your skin and attaching to you and pollutants and all that kind of stuff. So they are at its highest peak. The free radicals on the surface of your skin that will go into your skin are at their highest peak at night. And at nighttime, what the job of your skin is to heal and repair itself. That's when it's making new collagen cells and elastin cells. Those are called your fibroblast cells. It's where it's renewing itself and hydrating itself and repairing itself. So if you're not washing the free radicals off your face, the skin actually can't go to that step of repair. It's still trying to fight off the free radicals. It can only kind of do one thing at a time, kind of, you would say. So it's so important that you wash your face so that then the skin can do what it's supposed to do at night, which is rest and rejuvenate. So that kind of brings me to the whole day cream, night cream thing. I tell people, do not put money into your daytime moisturizer. Get yourself a nice, I honestly don't think that daytime moisturizer should really be more than like $40, $45, and I think that is on the high end. You just need a light moisturizer that has antioxidants in it. Antioxidants are good. There's no point in buying an anti-aging daytime moisturizer. If it's anti-aging because they're claiming it's because of the antioxidants, totally fine. But if it's got all these anti-aging ingredients, there's no point to it, and I'll get to that in a moment. You do need to wear sunscreen. Sunscreen, I know, is very controversial. I am not a believer in chemical sunscreen. It actually is extremely toxic and creating a lot of problems in our environment. I don't say that it's toxic in our system because there has been no proof of showing that. But the difference between chemical and natural is the natural it reflects everything off. So the sun hits you, the rays hit you and bounce right off. The chemical ones, they actually absorb. So they absorb the rays. So what's happening is those rays are actually sitting on the surface of your skin with chemical sunscreen. But I feel the biggest problem with chemical sunscreen is what's happening is hundreds of thousands of tons. I know that seems extreme, but it's really that much of sunscreen washes off into our oceans every year. Think about all the people around the world that go to the ocean and play in the ocean and lather up with all those sunscreens. They wash off into the ocean. What they're finding is that the chemical sunscreens are actually turning on a virus inside of the coral reefs that then cause the coral reef to turn around and destroy itself. And basically, the coral reefs are dying. So we've been hearing about for years and years and years and years about how all of our coral reefs are dying, and they don't know why. But all of a sudden, you kind of quit hearing about the coral reefs. Well, part of it is because they actually have found this thing about sunscreen creating the problem, because it's such a huge multi-billion, trillion-dollar industry. All right, it's not trillion. It's more like million, billion. You don't hear about it anymore, but the chemical sunscreens are still on the market. So that is why I'm a big believer in natural sunscreen. I honestly think that people should just get a basic daytime moisturizer and then add your own SPF. There's products out there that are just spray. Cosmetics makes a great one called Reflect. It's SPF 30. You can put your moisturizer on, your makeup on, and spray it over it, or you can actually spray it in your hand and mix the two together, which is what I do. So back to the nighttime moisturizer. Put your money into your nighttime, not your daytime. And the reason why, again, is that your skin at night is spending its time repairing and renewing itself. So all those great anti-aging ingredients that are in there, your skin can actually utilize at night because that's what it's doing. It wants all those vitamins and nutrients and minerals and all that stuff. During the daytime, because it's protecting itself, it's not utilizing those, basically those ingredients. So yeah, it's making a little bit of a difference, but for what you're paying, don't do it. Put your money into your daytime moisturizer, save some money. Put your money into your nighttime moisturizer, save your money on the daytime moisturizer. So just make sure you're using moisturizer day and night. So I think that kind of concludes what I wanted to go over. If anybody has any questions or if there's a product out there that they're using and that they'd like some feedback on, please feel free to email me. It is gracefacebody@gmail.com, or you can email me. Oh, that is my email. You can actually contact me on my website, which is www.gracefacebody.com. I encourage questions. I, as you can see, am extremely passionate and love skincare and want people to be using good products that aren't creating toxicity levels in their system. So please feel free to contact me. You're not bothering me. I would love the questions to come. So have a great evening, and we'll see you again soon.